So many students will ask me, is this class completely online? Because some of you may be taking this class somewhere outside of Provo campus, or you might even be outside of the United States. I've had students in this class before who've taken an online class and they've actually been doing internships or study abroad, or maybe they're home for the summer. And so they may be outside of Provo and they've been able to complete this class just fine. So everything is fully online, including the exams, the assignments, even the reading can be completed online as well. So the next thing I want to talk about is the textbook. So McGraw-Hill Education, we are using Ward Laws, Contemporary Nutrition, the 11th edition, and we are also using a program called Connect, which is associated with that textbook. So there's more information about the textbook in the syllabus, but I want to just mention that just briefly what inclusive access means. So we can have a contract with the publishing company to be able to get the textbook to students at a lower price by doing inclusive access. What this means is that you automatically will be charged a fee for the book and the use of the Connect program that goes along with the book for around $70. And if you don't opt out of that option, then your student account at BYU will automatically be charged after the add drop deadline for that amount of money. And this course really has Connect integrated throughout it. So you need to have it in order to do class assignments and to be able to do the reading through the assignments with the reading. So another thing I mention here is that if you do want to opt out, there is an option for that, and you find that under the module in Canvas that says Red Shelf. You'll click on that. It will show you a screen that then you can opt out of the book. However, you will need to get the book some other way along with the program Connect in order to be able to do complete assignments in this class. So really, because the textbook company is giving it to us at a lower rate than what you can find elsewhere online, this really is a good deal just to stay opt-in, so not to click on the button that you want to opt out. If you have further questions about that, definitely let me know. The other thing I wanted to mention is there's also some training that you can use to be able to know how to access your McGraw-Hill account and how to set up your register for Connect. So you'll want to make sure that you go through that, and in fact I've said it so that you need to go through that, complete that before you can move on in the course. The other thing I wanted to talk about is Proctorio. So Proctorio is the system that allows you to take the exams online. So essentially it's an online proctoring company, and what you have to have when you go in to take the exams, you need to have a webcam, you need to have good internet services and a quiet place and your student ID to show through that system. There's also a section in Canvas at the very beginning that is a module that you need to complete that goes through Proctorio. It gives you some training. It has a quiz that was created by BYU Online. It's not worth any points, but you do need to go through it so you understand how Proctorio works. And then later in the semester, as exams come up, you'll notice in the modules there that they have some refresher on how to utilize Proctorio. You need to make sure you go through all of those pages so that you'll be able to access the exams. So the last thing I want to talk about is Canvas itself. So this is what it should look like when you go to the page. Here's the web address, and you'll be able to see some items on the left-hand side, and then also the modules here. I want to show you a couple things actually online. So I want to point you to the syllabus, the calendar, to study guides, and to things within your My Account. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and link here and show you. So you see right now, I'm in a student view, so this should be what you see. Let me point out just a couple things. So the syllabus is over here. If you want to take some time to read through this, and there actually is a quiz that is associated with the syllabus. So you'll need to make sure that you read through this, and as you're taking the quiz, you can refer back to the syllabus. And the quiz is for you to complete until you reach 5 points. So you get multiple attempts to get that 5 points. And you can see here's a listing of all the assignments that are due throughout the semester. And of course, it gives the learning outcomes and how this fulfills a GE requirement for biological science. So you can take a look at that. And just so you know, I'll just show you where the syllabus quiz is quickly. So you'll essentially do some stuff to learn about BYU Online classes that BYU Online's put together. And then you can watch a short video about me and read some information about the TAs for the course. And there's where the quiz is. So that's where you would take that. And you need to get 5 points on that, but you can take it as many times as you'd like. Here are those other different types of orientation information about from McGraw-Hill that you can use here to be able to register your account and understand how to navigate and connect. And then here's that section about Proctorio that you'll need to go through as well. And then if you do decide to opt out and go a different route of finding the ebook and connect, then that's where you would go, is here. So let me show you now the calendar function. So this can be a really great tool. This will keep you up to date as to what is coming up next. So you will see all of the assignments are here, listed here. Now this may seem overwhelming. You have to remember that this class is essentially taking a semester class into a term setting. So I really call this a whirlwind ride in a term setting, because you have assignments that are due almost every day of the term, and if not every day, you definitely have them many days of the week, and you need to take a lot of effort to make sure you stay on top of these things. I encourage students to set a time, regular time, just like if you were taking this class in a face-to-face or in-classroom setting, that you actually set aside time each week to be able to work on the content for this class. I'm definitely here as a resource, and the same as the TAs. We want to help you do your best in the class, but ultimately it's your responsibility to organize your time and to figure out how you're going to accomplish all of these assignments. Something else that's important is these are all deadlines. So you can actually complete any of these assignments, including exams, prior to that deadline. So the deadline is the firm deadline of when it has to be submitted, but you do have the flexibility to complete the course as quickly as you'd like to. So obviously I don't recommend doing it in 1 week, but some students might want to do it in 1 month, and that's possible in an online setting. Okay, so let me go back to the class. And the other thing I wanted to mention is over here, you can actually see on the side, it's giving you things coming up as well. So you can keep a running to-do list when you come to the homepage. Another thing I wanted to mention is looking at each lesson. So you'll see that there are 15 lessons. I'll let you take a look through that. Each lesson has an introduction page. And on this page, you're going to see a little summary about what the lesson is about, and then learning outcomes, which are study guide questions for you to know and prepare for the test, as well as help guide your reading. So you'll notice on all of these, I've given you a reading assignment, but I've encouraged you to focus on the content and the reading that really relates back to these learning outcomes, because all the exam questions link back to these learning outcomes. The last thing I want to mention is under account. Now I'm going to have to go out of student view in order to do this, just because my account is not a student account. But yours will look similar to this. So when you click on your account, you'll have different areas here. One I want to show you is under profile. You can actually edit if you want to choose a picture of yourself to include on your little thumbnail in the class, or if you don't want to include a picture, because students might see that when you post things from discussion, students will see that. So you could always post some other type of image if you don't want your picture there. Or you can leave it blank too, that's just fine. The other thing a couple of things I want to mention, notifications. So you'll want to go into this early on to see different types of activities, discussion, conversations that you can choose to have notifications pushed to you. And you can choose how frequently you want it. Do you want it right away? Do you want it daily summary, and a weekly summary? So you can see that some of these options, I don't even have it pushed to notifications. And then some of them I do, where I'm telling it to notify me right away, and sometimes I'm having a daily summary. So this can be helpful just because sometimes I will post an announcement, and and if you don't push it to some kind of device, some kind of notification like your email, then you may You may not think about looking at the announcements page every time you come into Canvas. I would encourage you to do that, but if it seems like it'd be easier for you to get a push notification, I would encourage you to do that. And the last thing here I want to mention is looking at settings. One thing you can do, you can edit your settings, and this may be important for some of you who are outside of the Mountain Time Zone. You can actually change your time zone so that it will adjust the assignment settings according to where you're at in the United States or even internationally. So that's just something you can change, and I think it'll be helpful for some of you so you don't have to keep calculating what time things are due depending on where you're at. Okay, well that's all for my important information about the class. Let me know again if you have any further questions. Happy to help where I can.